This is the voice of the report of the week, signing on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday, 13th of June. Current time being 3:36. How are we? Hope we are doing all. Hope we're doing fine. Don't know what that was supposed to be. Don't ask. But I hope you are all well. And that is important. I always wish all of you are doing well. And I thank all of you very dearly for once again tuning in and listening to this show. I'm indebted to all of you. But honestly, though, I do extend my deepest gratitude to all of you for really listening. And it is greatly appreciated. And I hope you know that. So how are we? Today was an average day for me. Nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. It's a Friday. And I'm not doing anything Monday or next Friday. So that's a relief to know. So I got a good 4-day or 3-day weekend. I'm sorry. So that's nice. Tonight we got a milestone coming up. I blew all of $4 for this grand event. Do you know what a grand celebration or blowout might be happening tonight for this YouTube channel? That's right, you guessed it. Tonight, 100th Energy Crisis Review. I'm sure if I had only stuck with energy drinks, we would have gotten this 100th review in long ago. Probably as of, early, maybe late 2012, early 2013. But with that being said, I probably would have been dead also. So we're trucking along. Tonight's going to be the 100th Energy Crisis Review. I actually have kept that in mind. And those of you who have reminded me, I thank you for that. So, you will be getting a review tonight of what else? Muscle Monster. Muscle Monster. So, you'll be getting that tonight. I promise that for you all. I said it, unless something goes extremely awry, which I hope not, but otherwise you could expect a review tonight. Maybe a special blowout review. You never know. You never know how things will end up with the report of the week, right? How crazy things will get. So what are we going to do today? Well, it's a Friday. It's like, it's one of those days where you just don't feel like doing anything, It's just one of those days where you want to loosen your tie and, just loosen your tie, just kick back and relax, okay? So that being said, really, I don't know. What are we going to do today? Well, I'm going to read the fan mail and respond and maybe talk about some stuff incoherently like I normally do. And then we're going to play some music. Music? What is this? Right? Well, what I'm going to do, and this is going to be proof. Alright, I'm doing this, number one, for your entertainment, and number two, to make a point. Music is a beautiful thing, YouTube itself has its own music. Did you know that? I don't know if you did, but it does. It has its own music. And, let me see if I could actually find some of it. Yeah. I mean, most of what is recognized as YouTube's music, the default music you can pick for videos, is incredibly terrible. Alright? But let me provide you with an example. This is one of the renowned songs, which I'm sure you remember, from 2009, 2010, maybe even 2011. You really don't hear it too much anymore at all. You almost never do anymore, but this is like YouTube from maybe like 2006 to 2009, maybe even 2010 and 2011 in a nutshell. And I don't know if any of you remember this, but if you remember this song, some Throwback Friday, right? I actually have some nice electric guitars in there. But if you remember that, good for you. Another song that was popular back in the day was this one. I actually used it for my Cute Cats compilation video, made in 2012, April the 18th, at 9:11 p.m. And if you remember this one also, this is at the tail end of, the music that you could, I guess, pick, like this terrible music. So that being said, that's a YouTube music that at least old-timers. I guess if every year my existence on this site grows ever older, maybe not an old-timer, but whatever. People like me who still associate the music with this, these terrible generic sounds. I didn't realize until very recently that YouTube actually had new music that was actually quite decent. And actually sounded pretty good. And it was free of charge, no copyright or anything like that, so I don't get the channel shut down for making this. And my point that I want to prove tonight, also, number one, just to turn on some tunes and just to play this stuff. But number two, I want to prove a point, that being, YouTube nowadays, in 2014, actually has decent music that you could use on any of your videos. With no consequences at all. And I'm going to be playing you a good amount of songs. The show will probably be longer, probably a few hours in length, maybe like an hour and a half. But most of it's just going to be music. But what I really want to show and prove to you all tonight is that YouTube's music is actually quite decent and has changed significantly over the years. And there's only one way to prove that, and that's to just sit back, relax, and listen in. So this will be more of a musical program. Now, if you're concerned of the quality of the music, do not worry. These are the complete, digital audio, downloaded songs. So it's not like I'm recording it off of the speakers or anything like that. So it's going to be good quality of the sound, at least. Now, most of it is instrumental music, but I hope that doesn't bother you at all. If anything, it'll just be a little more relaxing of a show to fit the relaxing mood that I am in. But we'll get to that a little later. Alright. That's what's coming up. I might announce the songs or credit the artists in a funny voice. Well, not a funny voice. It's actually a tribute to one of the greatest radio announcers of all time. His name is George Lang. George Lang, as he says it. And he works for Radio Luxembourg, RTL, on 234 kilohertz, and he runs a show entitled Les Nocturnes every night, at least Eastern time, from 6 to 9, where he plays usually popular hits from all decades. And of course, his show is bilingual. He announces in both English and, I suppose, French. But George Lang, certainly the most unique and a beautiful voice at that. So if I announce in any sort of weird voice, it's just a tribute to him. Every Friday night on RTL Luxembourg, he plays country music from, I believe, 6 to 9 or maybe 6 to 10 because it's Fridays. But he always has a great selection of music, and I listen to his show almost every evening. But anyway, that being said, let's read what little fan mail we have. We have almost none. Okay. Good evening. I was just wondering if you, watching the CNET E3 stream on YouTube, and was wondering what are your thoughts on the Sony presentation currently airing. Yeah, it was alright, it was solid. I liked the guy's suit. I'm not big into video games. I was talking to my Canadian friend last night about video games, and I was telling him, the only consoles, that I have. He was saying how he was actually going to go old school, and he was going to buy a Nintendo 64 with the money that he saved up working at the machine shop. So he said, I'm going to buy a Nintendo 64, and I said, how come? And he said, well, I've been playing all these new games, all this stuff. He has a Steam account, and he's playing all that stuff, and he was saying, I'm just not too big of a fan of modern games anymore. All of them are so extravagant and so, reliant on violence and shoot 'em up stuff, and you're either killing soldiers, killing people, killing cops, killing zombies, killing monsters with the most extravagant machine guns and assault rifles and the countless array of handguns and missiles and aircraft and all of this stuff and these extravagant graphics to make it look as realistic as possible. And he said, as good as this stuff is, he said, really, sometimes it's just great to go back to the basics, A lot of those games, as good as they are just too reliant on that one thing, pretty much. And some of those other games, the tried and true games from days past, maybe and I'm not saying trash about games today. Just a lot of them are more simpler and to some degree legendary. I have all the whatever types of games there are out there. But I wholeheartedly agree with him. I said go for it. Now, of course, I never had the Nintendo 64. My first console was going with Monster today. So I'm taking another day off my life drinking this. I've embraced the hedonistic lifestyle. Figure I got at this rate a decade left. Anyway. So, my first console was the Nintendo GameCube. Now, it's very similar to the Nintendo 64. But I myself, I'm looking at the games right now. Have a few classics. Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Star Wars Rebel Strike. And then a bunch of PS2 games. We had Lost Kingdoms for the GameCube. We had Pikmin 2. A lot of games, so Batman Vengeance. Classic Super Mario Sunshine. Shrek 2. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. It's all ogre now. Lost Kingdoms and Lost Kingdoms 2. Star Fox and many more. A lot of iconic games, though. Iconic. Following the GameCube, listen, I used to play that in my youth. I used to play the Nintendo GameCube as much as the average 20-something plays, Xbox One nowadays, and that's hours on end. I used to play that thing so much, and eventually, of course, it wore down, and it broke pretty much. Alright, it's still operational, but it's, I suppose, more prone to failures. So I moved on, and I got the PS2. And with the PS2, I had another round of excellent games, and these actually I'll still play today. Although I really don't play video games that much at all anymore. The last time I played video games, I'd say, was January, maybe. They just aren't for me anymore. But I've still got some great games here. I've got Ace Combat 4 and Ace Combat 5. Two of the greatest military flight simulators ever. Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2. Let's see what else we got here. Maybe Lara Croft's Tomb Raider. That's another great game. And a lot of excellent games for the Nintendo, or the PS2, the PlayStation 2. And finally, I updated once more to my last and current console, the Nintendo Wii. This was like the new GameCube, but now, of course, there's the new Wii, the Wii U. Because, of course, for the first world, the generation, everything has to be new and updated every couple of years. But, I don't know. So I got that, and I, once again, started playing the GameCube games again, and I got a few new games for the Wii, but already the modern gaming era was starting to get in full swing, and I just wasn't a fan of it. I remember in early 2011 or early 2012, I don't remember what year it was, in a last-ditch, I suppose, effort to try to welcome modern gaming, I attained the game Call of Duty Black Ops. So I played it, and I beat the game. And, as amusing of a game as it wasn't my thing, it wasn't my thing. Going around Vietnam, killing everyone and anything. I mean, now that you think of it, it actually does involve number stations and all that stuff. That interests me, but it's just that it's not my thing. So that's when I gave up and I just went back to basics. Now I really don't do much of anything. The games I play are either all on mini-clip or they're on my computer, such as Mahjong, and chess, and Inkball, and Free Sol, and Solitaire, and all that good stuff. So here's my little gaming story for you. Aloha, sir. I was wondering if you could estimate the most pizza you've ever eaten in one sitting. My regards. You wouldn't believe this, and I understand your apprehension, but it's the truth. When I was a little guy, a little bastard, I had a huge appetite, even bigger than I do now, and it sounds outrageous, but it's true. And that being said, I ate a lot. I remember one time I went to Pizza Hut with a relative. And this was back in the day when they had their Cheesy Bites pizza. I think it was the first time they ever had it. That was awesome. One of my favorite pizzas of all time. The GOAT, if you wish to call it that. One of my favorite of all time. The greatest of all time Pizza Hut pizza. The Cheesy Bites pizza. So I ate an entire one of those things when I was like 10, maybe. Maybe a little older, maybe a little younger, who knows. But I ate an entire one of those things. Then I ate a personal pepperoni pizza, an order of wings, and I think a double order of breadsticks. And I used to eat all that food. I was going to say something else. And I used to eat all that food back then. And I don't even know how I did it. I don't even know how I could have fit all that stuff in there. Nowadays, when I go to Domino's, since I like Domino's more. Pizza Hut for me is now hit or miss. Domino's, they always get it done, and they always get the job done right. And I recommend Domino's pizza. But when I go to Domino's now every Saturday, make the trek over there, or sometimes I get it delivered if I'm feeling in a reclusive mood. I normally get a pizza of varying size. It's either a medium, the only size it comes in, medium pan pizza, as I usually said back in the famed review, a medium pan pizza, or a large, regular, probably pepperoni pizza. Sometimes I get pepperoni and bacon, right? Isn't that amazing? And then I'll get an order of wings and an order of breadsticks. But during lunch, usually, I eat the entire pizza. I eat the entire pizza, usually, maybe with one slice left. But normally I eat the entire pizza. Then I pick at the chicken. And then I save the breadsticks until dinner, and that's my dinner. See, I'm effective. It's a lot of food, but I split it, throughout the day. I eat the stuff that needs to be eaten hot immediately, and then the breadsticks, who cares if they're cold or whatever. So I eat them for dinner usually. In this dark room. Salutations. Hey, report of the week. I was just wondering if you've ever watched Twin Peaks. It's a very good show. And your voice/appearance remind me a little of Agent Cooper. Also, what sorts of movies do you like? Do you like film noir genre? If so, I recommend Laura, The Maltese Falcon, and The Big Heat, among many others. They're all excellent films. That is interesting. Film, I really am not a big movie buff, I've been trying to watch more stuff. I usually take requests, but not like I get them at all. But I'll gladly take yours. Nowadays the nights are open for me. The nights have opened up, just like the 10-meter band and during the day, right? Yeah, no one got that reference at all. But the nights have opened up for me. And nowadays I have hours and hours of free time. So I've been watching movies. And recently I'm going with the classics now and then. I'll start branching out. But I watched another Vietnam movie, after I finished watching We Were Soldiers, and I finished Full Metal Jacket. I already saw Forrest Gump. Mixed opinions on it. But I'll definitely take those suggestions, and I really thank you for that. Likewise, she said, pay no attention to the sad people on the internet who make fun of you. They're lonely, angry, and frustrated with their lives. Thank you very much, and I always appreciate your messages and your suggestions. Fit likes you. Hopefully they do. Dear Review Bra, I recently have stumbled upon your channel, and I cannot thank you enough for really brightening up the past few weeks with your VORW videos. Your energy drink and food reviews are something I can always look forward to after a hard day's work. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be able to really help me out, for me to help you out there. And bring you the relaxation you need after a long day, toiling away at the office. Now this gentleman, I'm going to paraphrase his letter. Was saying how he works, in the white-collar field. And he had to make a video giving instructions to trainees in the Philippines. And he was saying that he was actually inspired, pretty much, by my videos, at least to keep a cool head and to keep doing these, and do a good job on these training videos for the interns. And apparently he did such a good job, he was actually credited by the management and his boss and all that stuff, and now he's hoping to get, maybe even more active in the video making, and, it's great to see something like that. But really, you have to thank yourself for that, This is all you, and, for that, you should be really proud of yourself for really accomplishing such a thing like that, Public speaking and being in front of a camera is almost one of the most stressful and difficult things most people can do. And so many people have a phobia and a fear of it. And to even get over that, and to do a good job at that, is something truly exemplary and remarkable. And for that, I think you should give yourself a big pat on the back for that. Job well done, my friend. This one I'll reply personally to. The person said your videos are very relaxing, and it's always great to see them come out. You have awesome style. Thank you very much. Alright, now this one, listen, I know many people frown upon advertising other people's YouTube channels, but I have embraced a new attitude towards this, okay? You know, a lot of people are like, no, listen, you know, I'm not going to credit another person's channel. I'm not going to say subscribe to someone else, because then I'm giving them more subscribers and whatever, putting myself at a disadvantage. My attitude towards that is, so what if this person has more subscribers than me or less or whatever? It doesn't matter. It's a number. How is that going to affect my life at all? It's not. You know, so I'm just going to give this guy free advertising right now. It just doesn't affect me anymore. Same thing with like money, you know. Say, for instance, I work at an establishment and I'm making good money. I have enough to support myself. I obviously don't have a family or anything like that. But I have enough to support myself and, you know, put bread on the table, buy gas, whatever, buy suits, enjoy myself. Yet my coworker who's, you know, doing exactly the same work I'm doing for no reason is getting twice my salary. Alright, an outrageous sum of money for what they're doing. I'm not going to complain. I could care less. So what if he or she's making more money? I'm fine as I am. How's that going to concern me at all? It's not. Yeah, they're making more money. Good for them. Let them. That's my attitude towards this now. You know, I feel, why bother anymore? Why get upset over something like that? Hello, Report of the Week. If you have some time left, please check out my YouTube channel and possibly subscribe if you liked it. So I recommend this YouTube channel. It's Bully Wee Plaza. That's one word. BULLYWIIPLAZA. If you have any free time, check him out. I think he makes like gaming videos or something to that degree. Check him out and see how you like him. And I'm directing you to him. And last, and let's refresh the page. Last but not least, great work. I really enjoyed your show, and you were very well spoken. All of your videos are great, especially your food reviews. You should consider going into broadcasting or communications in college, since you have a lot of potential. Keep up the great work. Ignore the mindless, ignorant masses that are trying to keep you down. Likewise, I have a food review request. Could you review the new breakfast menu at Taco Bell? Especially the waffle taco, possibly the other new items as well. They look quite interesting. All the best, Will. Hello, Will. Thank you for your words. Broadcasting is definitely a possibility for me. Definitely. I remember this one relative I was talking to, making conversation. She was saying, what do you think you're going to do in college? What do you think you're going to go in? And I said, probably, I said probably broadcasting or communications. Otherwise business, if all else fails. But I said most likely broadcasting and communications. That's my calling, and I'd like to do something like that. And the look of disappointment on this person's face was outrageous. And the person just said, so you don't want to be a fashion designer? And I just scratched my head, and I think I might have just blatantly shook my head in shock and disappointment. And I thought, what? A fashion designer? And he said, no, broadcasting's where I'm at. And I really don't appreciate it, though, when people, it's just such a bummer, when you say to someone, oh, yeah, I'm thinking of going into this, or I'm thinking of going into that, and they just completely discourage you and say, really? Why do you want to go into that? It's a shame, and there's going to be people like that. But a fashion designer, I don't know where I'd get that from. Sure, I dress presentable every day, but when it comes to modern fashion, listen, if I ever became a prominent fashion designer, my suits would be definitely not fashion, that's for sure. They'd be, I suppose, as the fashionistas would say, archaic style. So I figure, why design your own suits when you could go buy some for $5 at the thrift shop, right? Though I usually prefer more quality than that. You don't know where those have been. Boy. Yep, we're getting into the broadcast here. Now time for some music. So we're just going to start playing songs and song after song and more music. And, after that, we're just going to skip around the genres. We're going to play about a bunch of songs from each. So I hope you could enjoy it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. The first song we would like to play is Open Highway by Silent Partner. By Silent Partner, listed in the rock genre. Now, Back and Forth by Silent Partner. Now we are listening to Soft by the Jingle Punks. Trofimo and Alex Elena, Hot Heat. Heavy by Huma Huma. Fresh Start by Silent Partner is this next song. Killing with Kindness by the Jingle Pogs was this song. Now we're moving on to alternative and punk genre, starting off with Half Pipe by Huma Huma, or Huma Huma, as I might say. This is the Music Mix on VORW. Here's Cut It by Silent Partner. Moving on to the cinematic genre, here's The Days Are Long by Silent Partner. Seems like Silent Partner is one of the musical groups, as many of these are, hired by YouTube to either produce music or play their own songs. However, it is decent music. Once again, The Days Are Long by Silent Partner. Here's Doll Dancing by Puddle of Infinity. Changing tracks briefly. Ambient music. Here is Nevada City by Huma Huma. Here's Grass by Silent Partner. Eine kleine Nachtmusik by Mozart. Now we switch to country music. Country music. Whistling down the road. Silence partner. Happy Mandolin by Meteorites Productions. Dance and electric music. Busy Beat by Silent Partner. This is the voice of the Report of the Week, signing off.